Okay, I didn't study.
You don't need to. It's whatever happens happens, and we can have fun and we can laugh, and if something crazy happens, that's even better.
That's funny. For my birthday, you know, it's something that I don't do that often, but there's this place in near Half Moon Bay. There's a beautiful hike called Purisima Creek. I had to make an appointment with myself to do that. And it was like great. You know, I loved it. I went by myself, hiked, you know, for 3 or 4 hours. So a lot of it has to do with like plan. Because if I don't put it on my, I want to do this, so I can actually do it. So prioritizing.
I mean, honestly, it's probably between my family and, you know, like impacting people in a way that you know you've done something right. And, you know, ideally you would want that to be your family. But sometimes it's not always, or, you know, you at some point maybe it will be. But I think it's like just really being able to impact people in a way that is positive for them, but it also allows me to serve. So I think that's probably it for me.
Nowadays, being out there on the road, exploring, seeing something for the very first time, especially when it's unexpected, like going over that pass or climbing up that hill and seeing what's beyond, being holy crap, that moment of awe, that moment of wow, this is so beyond me, anything I could have imagined. That is a moment, that's one of the many moments that really helped me feel alive.
Traveling. I am a travel junkie. Like when I think about moments in my life where they are so joyful that they are permanently like baked into the cellular membrane of my brain. They are like walking around the streets of Sorrento, eating lemon gelato. They're being in Siena. They're being in San Sebastian, eating cheesecake at 10 o'clock at night with my husband. They're like traveling, and I think you might have found a theme here of also finding delicious food on said travel. I love exploring new things.
The one that I mentioned earlier is called Bitter Fruit. The one I most recently read is called The Call of the Reed Warbler. Gosh, there's so many good books that I've read that have influenced where it is that I am now. I'll just mention those two.
Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
The E-Myth really gave me the courage to just go out and gave me a framework to work within, and I think about that every day.
Right now, I'm going to say Braiding Sweetgrass, partly because I'm reading it right now.
You want to know? I'm going to do what I'm reading right now, which is Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting for You.
There are many books, but I think the most influential was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It was the catalyst for learning how to connect with people, and that then being the door that gets open to infinite possibilities through relationships.
I came from El Salvador, and we have hard. Well, it's like a translated. It's a hard cheese because it's really hard. We call queso duro. It's hard, and that queso duro is like a hard cheese because it's not like a rock, but it's hard to bite. But it's I don't know. Maybe I don't know how they made it, but that's just my favorite.
Perhaps manchego. Perhaps, you know. But I think I would stay away from cheese if there's the only thing I can eat.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with cheddar.
I'm a big fan of mozzarella. You know, you're a paisan like myself, and so forget about. I mean, I like Swiss, but that's okay. Provolone is good, you know, in certain conditions. But Mozzarella just seems so versatile.
Brie.
Honestly, I don't know if I can think of a worst film. Because to me, it's like, if it's that bad, I won't even remember it.
V for Vendetta.
I'd have to say Wrong Turn.
I could say favorite Goofy.
Okay, let's go with that. Favorite Goofy movie. Okay,
Bruce Almighty. Or I'm Almighty Bruce. I never can remember which way the name goes.
Do something active, work out. I was just thinking about this the other day. I've been doing CrossFit for about 11 years, and people always say, "Oh my gosh, it's so hard, it's so intense, it's this or it's that." And let me tell you, the hardest thing about it is showing up. That's it. If you could show up, you could do it. And so my answer to that is go out and do something. Showing up is the hardest part. If you want a mountain bike, get on your bike and go do it. If you want to hike, go do it. If you want to learn Zumba, go do it. It's the hardest part about that process is just showing up.
Sleep, exercise, meditate, eat well.
Plan your day, what you want to happen in advance, and then do whatever it takes to do that.
I think it's finding something that helps you clear your mind. And I think that that's different than for everyone. And so meditation, going on walks, taking a shower, which sometimes us moms don't get to do, but like the moments when I get to have some space and slow things down a bit, it helps me completely integrate. And even if I'm having a really hard day, it's taking that space to like calm down just a little bit. That helps me integrate both the things that I do.
That's beautiful. And it's funny that you brought up shower, because a meditation coach from Australia once told me, he said, if you don't want to meditate, take longer showers.
Life work integration. Don't be someone different. Live your core values both at work and at home. If you believe in frugality, honesty, loyalty, trust, transparency, empathy, show up leading your team the way that you'll show up listening to your kids tell you about their day.
I would definitely suggest breaks. Break things up, go for a walk, do some sit-ups, do a meditation, do whatever works for you, whatever you can do, right? But break it up, man. Break it up.
Take the time to actually plan out what fun you're going to have so that work doesn't consume your life.
On a daily level is something very important. We often think we must have these big, be a hack, big, hairy, audacious goals and achieve them and so on. Probably life is made up of moments. And the only moment that you have is this moment. And if you make something out of this moment, probably the best daily goal is to make something extraordinary out of the ordinary. If you have that ability, that you can have this cup of coffee and you can savor the moment. My daughter the other day asked me, Dad, why do you always want to make something special out of every moment? I said, because life is made up of moments. If I make special moments, I make a special life. And then you don't need money for that. I remember when you were a penniless student, that you get a little picnic basket and you go and sit in the middle of the sports field and with little candles there until the greenkeeper chases you away and see the candles there. You make something with no money at all. You make something special out of the moment. The problem is people are entertained to death. And it must always be bigger, and there's bigger this and bigger that. If you cannot make the beautiful things out of the small moments, then you don't have a life. Sitting here and lighting a candle and just making something special, and sit with one of my daughters in one of the garden, taking a table in one of the corners of the garden. You can have a better appointment there than taking her to a very expensive theme park or something like that. So to create something special out of every moment, that will enrich your life.
The number one thing is to create space in your life to really understand and get clarity on what is it that you want, what is the feeling that you want to have, and what's most important. And by creating that space to have that clarity, everything just starts to fall into place.
Good question. I get up every day and just plan my day and focus on getting those things done.
I have a plan. Basically, I wake up and, and follow it. I plan what I'm going to do and then execute it on a regular basis.
I schedule it. I put it on my calendar. I make sure that I put on the things I need to do for sales and my 10-minute calls. And then I also need to put on my calendar the things that I want to have for my life.
The number one thing I do lately, it has been planning tomorrow today. So that I can just be more intentional about what I'm doing on a daily basis. Because I used to get into points where I was like double and triple booked and I was like, oh my God, I missed the meeting. So planning tomorrow today is my big thing.
I think just developing really strong relationships with partners. I talked a little bit earlier about sourcing local food, paying 10 colones extra for your egg to support the woman across the river as opposed to buying that egg a few cents cheaper from an industrial farm, and all the untangible benefits that come with creating those really deep relationships.
Just keep systematizing your business. Systems. Figure out what it is that I'm going to borrow from your phrase. What can you delegate and what can you automate? I can't say it better than the master.
You got to build a system to deliver, to keep your clients happy so that that system can run without you and you don't have to do the work, thus freeing up your time to have more business and more life.